Welcome to Photography BB's Artistry Effects for Photoshop. In this tutorial, we'll look at how to create a fine art grungy style image with our Patina Artis effect. Let's jump on into Photoshop and see how to use this massive effect. Okay, this effect comes in two different orientations. We have a portrait orientation file as shown on the screen here and a landscape orientation file as well. So to use this effect, all we have to do is open up one of the templates that you've downloaded. In this case, I've got the portrait effect opened up in Photoshop here. And to get our image into our template, all we need to do is double click on the top layer thumbnail, not on the text itself, but on the thumbnail of the top layer. Double click that. This opens up a smart object layer, and we're going to go to the menu File, Place Embedded, and choose an image that you would like to work with. For this effect, I'm going to use this image here and click Place. And once your image is brought into Photoshop, you'll have the option to use these anchor points to drag the image to size the template however you like. And then to finally place the image, click on the little checkbox here, and that places the image into the template. Now, to get the effect to run, all we have to do is close the Smart Object layer by clicking the little X here, and then saying Save. Yes, we're going to save. Now, Photoshop will do the rest to create our Patina Artis effect. Okay, and there we have it. So now, as you know from our previous effects and tutorials, we have a lot of customization options available, and this is one of our largest effects that we've created with the most amount of options. So let's dig right into it here. In the layers palette right here, we have our Patina Effects Builder, and that is the color and grungy tone. You can see if we turn that off, we're left with a painted style image, which we'll get into in a moment there. But we'll look at the Patina Effects Builder right now. We can toggle that open. We have some lighting and tone controls. These are preset for you, but feel free to toggle this open and go in and adjust the lighting. We have a noise overlay on the image itself. We have some color controls and contrast controls as well. So we can toggle those on and off, or you can go into individual ones, double click on the adjustment layer swatch to make some controls, adjustments to the controls to your liking. Now here's where the fun part is. We go into the grunge textures. We have 16 different patina style grunge textures to choose from. And it's simply a matter of picking the one you like and turning on and off the visibility to see the different effects that they have on your image. And of course, you can control the strength of these effects with the opacity slider, or even the style of overlay that you're using. We have it on normal right now. You can go to overlay or to soft light. Sometimes hard light makes a good difference. Not in this case here, but we'll go back to normal. And feel free to explore these options here. We'll go with maybe something a little darker. Yeah, let's use this one. And we'll fly through these options here. Next, we have our complex gradients options. And this applies the sort of color overlay to the image that we see here. So we've got this one highlighted by default. We can choose another one here. And there are many different effects to go with here. And even when you found one, like this one is pretty cool, but maybe you don't like the orientation of this particular one, you can use Command or Control T on this layer, any one of these layers, to rotate the color around. Oh, like this I feel would actually look pretty good. So let's rotate it sideways. We'll pull those anchor handles in, and then we'll make sure it covers the whole image like that. And there's a pretty cool look just by rotating the color overlay. And of course, we can click on the complex gradients folder here and adjust the amount of color that we're using. So for this one, I actually like it pretty strong. We'll go up to maybe 80. So yeah, feel free to play with all of these. We have 8 different complex gradients patterns to use. Let's Just see how that one looks. That one looks pretty cool as well. And actually I can tell this one would probably look great if we rotate it to the side as well. Let's stretch it upwards and bring that in a little bit. Oh, let's keep it out a little bit. Yeah, I like that. So actually, just by experimenting, you can see how you can have fun finding the different lighting and colors that work best with your image. Now, besides the complex gradients, we also have a number of linear gradients available as well. Just a different way of coloring the image. And to use those, of course, same thing. You would turn off the complex color gradient and just pick one of the linear gradients that you feel best suits your image. But for now, I'm going to go back to the complex gradient because I really like this look on this particular image. And next up, we have the other fun amount of control here under the image controls. We do have, if I'm going to zoom in here just to 100%, oops, 100%, so you can see, we have an outline effect right here, which you can turn on and off, and that just provides some detail around the edges of the image. Gives it a little bit more of an illustrated look. And I'll zoom back out to 25% again. We have, oops, that's taking a moment there. There we go. We have some grunge tones, which we can remove. So it gives it more of a grungy sort of painterly look right here. And we can remove those for a softer look, which actually I think works well with this image. I like a little bit of the grunge tone. So let's go, instead of overlay, I'm going to go to soft light instead. So you can see when I toggle it on and off, I still have it, but it's not as strong as overlay. You can see. So we'll go with soft light for this one. So that's one of the fun things you can experiment with. And lastly, we have our grunge effect. There's not a lot to play with here. It's more of a grungy painterly effect that we've got going on. But the fun part is in the brush stroke shapes. Now I've created 12 brand new brush stroke shapes that you can play with here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go actually into the background layer. I'm going to double click on the background color swatch and change it to white so you can have a look at the shapes of the brush strokes. So here we have the first one, and you can go down the list, toggling them on and off for different effects as well. This one looks pretty cool. I like that. We have this one with the little paint drips right here. And paint splatters, so a lot of different effects to choose from. It just depends on the style of image you're looking to create. I'll go back to the, let's see, either that one or, yeah, I'll stick with the first shape there. So you can have a lot of fun playing with these, and as I just demonstrated, you can change the background color swatch to anything to your liking. So the darker you get, the more sort of dark and gritty an image you'll have. Well, let's go pretty dark actually. That looks really good. You can go with a color if you want to. That's a little creepy, but that looks good. Maybe orange, or maybe let's go with something on the opposite end, a little warmer, and dial it back a little bit. Yeah, let's go with that. I think that looks pretty cool. So there you have it. There's a lot of options to play with, but as you can see, it's very simple and easy to make modifications and customization to your digital artwork. I hope you have a lot of fun playing with Patina Artis. Thank you for choosing Photography BB Artistry Effects, and happy photoshopping.